Hey there, it's Gladys, and I'm still snuggled in this bed because it is too cold to get out of it. I wanted to answer another burning question, and that burning question, I actually combined several different questions that we got. So one of them was how to feel safe dating online. Another one was like, I was talking to somebody online and he wanted to move to WhatsApp. Isn't that a sign of a scammer? So I want to give you some um, coaching on how can you tell if somebody is real or fake, or what are just some of the things that you want to do if you get a feeling that somebody might not be who they say they are. So first of all, do not I did another video on really how do you know if you can trust your intuition when you're talking to someone online. I said in one of the first burning question videos that I did was like, try to stay on the app as long as possible. We recommend a minimum of a week on the app, and the man will tell you, "Oh, I'm never here. Oh, it's just so much easier for me to be on my phone." That's great. That's his choice. He's allowed to have his own preferences too. But you want to stay on the app as long as possible, because if that app, not all of them do, but if that app happens to send out notifications if somebody reported like if another woman reported someone, or if they found out that the profile is fake, sometimes they don't vet everyone right when they join the app, but somebody will report, or they had an interaction with a person that was disrespectful, or where the woman didn't feel safe. They will tell the dating site, and the dating site will then notify the ladies who are on the site, especially the ladies who are matched with that person. Like if there's interaction, if there's any conversations taking place. So that's the first thing I would say, is stay on the app at the minimum a week. If you can, 2 weeks. Not if you can. We recommend a week to 2 weeks because that way you're getting to know them in a safer environment, in an environment where also you can notify the site if you're like, I don't know if this person's a real person. Another thing is, if the person, I hate to say this because I know it's going to come across as sarcastic, but it's true. If it sounds very poetic, very like Hallmark, classic, or, what were they, the Harlequin novels, it's likely he's using ChatGPT or some other AI to write. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't men who are authentically romantic in the way that they speak, but if it sounds like it came out of a book, probably did, a digital book, AI. So just pay attention. Pay attention to, does the person ever sound like they're not writing a poem, right? Do they talk like a normal person? So that would be another thing. And then the thing about WhatsApp, it's not every single person that wants to go to WhatsApp is a scammer, but normally you can speak to someone anywhere in the world for free on WhatsApp. So the person might say they're in LA or Fort Lauderdale or New Jersey, but they're really not. And then they can chat with you on WhatsApp, and it's difficult for you to know where they are, right? There's no location when you're on the app, right? It usually will tell you where the person is. And let me see, there's some other things that you want to think about. Let's say that you stay on the app for a little while and then you move to texting, and then, you know, we recommend that you not give your phone number until you have chatted consistently with a person online, because again, your personal phone number is your personal information. So you can look into Google numbers. It's a phone number that's through your Google account, and the person can call you and the person can text you, and it comes to your phone, but it's not your personal phone number. So there's other, again, we're not affiliates with Google number. It's just what a lot of our clients use. And there are other, you can search on Google or another browser to see what are some other alternative phone numbers that you can use if you don't want to give the person your personal number until you've gotten to know them well enough. That's personal information that not everybody needs to have. So let's say that you have gotten to know the person, you've been texting on your phone, you've had at least, we recommend 2 to 3 conversations before you agree to meet in person. And when we say phone conversations, combine phone and video. Video will allow you to see the person. You can see body language, and it could make it less awkward a lot more comfortable when you finally do meet in person if you have at least one video call. And if you use WhatsApp or something like that, you've had enough time to get to know the person. When you do finally go on your first date, oh wait, let me back up. If he constantly talks about asking you out but never does, that's usually a sign. He's either in a relationship or he's not where he doesn't live where he says he lives, or he isn't who he says he is. So if there's always a reason, an emergency, a family member who's sick, a trip they had to take every single time you're supposed to meet, that is a very, very high probability that the person is a scammer. And then also, if when you meet, it's in locate, like they never want to go out, be around people. It could be that the person is in a relationship with somebody else, so they don't want to be seen with a different person. So these are all, obviously there's a lot more. We're going to cover a lot at the Irresistible Woman Live, and we do so much. We go so much deeper than this in our programs, especially the Ready to Love Again program. But I wanted to give you a few things that you can have in mind. And here's what Michelle and I always say: we don't want you to be alert and on guard. The thing is not to be in fear and have your guard up, because you're going to attract people who are a reflection of your fear. But you do want to be awake and aware. And you can always, take your time. If you're rushing into relationships, or you feel like the other person's trying to rush you, say, look, I'm happy to get to know you. I would prefer, I like to take my time, especially when I'm first getting to know somebody. That's important to me. If the person keeps trying to push or keeps trying to rush, you can say, you know what, this really isn't a match for me, and I wish you luck on your love journey. Not with sarcasm, be authentic about it, but it's probably not a right match. And he may not be who he says he is. So I hope these are very, very helpful for you. Remember, if you would like to learn more, come join us for 3 full days of dating and relationship coaching at the Irresistible Woman Live, which is for the highly driven, successful, smart woman who wants to attract, create, and keep the relationship of her dreams for a lifetime. So go to irresistiblewomanlive.com, grab your ticket, and we'll see you there. Bye for now.